Yep.
Yep. Just waiting for Casey to pick up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, damn it. Oh, that. Darn it. Hey. Oh,
Sorry about that.
all right. All right.
What's going on, everybody? The Rose here, and welcome back to Less Than Serious, the episode that was supposed to take place last Sunday. However, I fell asleep, and I wasn't going to be ready in time for the show, and I didn't want to start a show at midnight. And then we were going to do the show Tuesday, and then with all the hot weather and all the other bullshit, power surges and whatnot, I didn't want to take a chance on the power going out. What is going on to Joe Compton? We are officially live. Do you see the topics on the screen tonight? AEW lawsuit. They're getting sued. AEW and John Moxley getting sued for
Negligence, yeah.
for negligence and going off the script, supposedly. No relation, of course, to a certain somebody from New York. Microsoft
Yeah.
making more job cuts at Xbox. Just another sad affair there. But it just seems like the gaming industry just cannot avoid job cuts, like, ever anymore, apparently. Fans are calling Mario Kart World dead after Nintendo released their latest update for the online play, and fans aren't happy about it. And MLB has a pedophile among their ranks, and they have a problem that they need to address. And I hope they do address it with one of their players who has been in the league for about 4 years now. And then we have a fan also involved with the MLB. He got banned from all 30 ballparks after heckling a fan about his mother who recently died. So we got.
Hey,
What's up, Casey?
sound sick.
Yeah, because I fucking sneezed and now my fucking sinuses are clogged. So I'm hoping that goes away. So we got 5 topics on the board for tonight, and we're gonna get through them. But before we do that, as always, what have you guys been up to over the last week or so? I know Casey and we just did the Night of Champions show not last night, but yesterday afternoon. And Kratos, if you didn't watch it, you didn't miss nothing.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
posted it on EJ's Discord couple minutes while I was working.
well,
But I missed the main event. I heard it was an event.
It was a clusterfuck, to say the least.
yeah, it was no good. I gave subpar a 5 for once. I gave it a 2.5. But I mean, if you guys would listen to the show, we didn't really focus on the pay-per-view, but there wasn't really anything to focus on. It was just blah.
Yep.
So, I mean, we just had our normal Saturday is Raw show, but it was just early in the day.
Mhm.
Hey, we tried. We tried. There was literally nothing much to talk about with that show. They gave us next to nothing to talk about yesterday afternoon.
But it was definitely a show for sure. I mean, I was getting hammered left and right from Texans, Dave Rose, and the Rose throwing me under the bus too a few times.
Joe Compton says he's going to give you a 2.5 stars for your intelligence there, Casey.
Have what? 2.5? I mean, then that's 100%.
Oh my god.
He's giving you a 2.5 out of a 10, Casey, for your intelligence. That means you're only 25% smart.
Look at the source.
Oh shit. Well, I think we should start with the AEW lawsuit, considering that's the oldest topic we have tonight.
Mhm.
And I have the tweet as well. We're gonna look at the video. Actually, yeah, I have the video right here. It's a short clip of what is supposedly AEW is being sued for. And quite honestly, it's quite fucking ridiculous. If that really is the case, that's pretty sad.
Mhm.
Well, honestly, if John Moxley didn't know the dude was not going to be part of the show, like when he pushed him, like then he should be definitely reprimanded for sure. But I don't know why he would do that. Like I think, I mean, but I seen the push, and I don't think it was as bad as all the injuries it was listed.
Yeah,
It was kind of one.
that's what I was
It's kind
saying.
of like when you think for someone has a small fender bender, and then they roll out of their car holding their neck from a slight tap
Right.
of the car.
We're gonna show the moment in question that led to the lawsuit, and pretty much dissect how ridiculous it is. And the guy must be made of fucking glass if he had to have surgery over something that little.
Yeah, I mean, who's this guy? A referee that he does on part time, because these referees fall apart when you just look at them wrong.
Well, he was a cameraman, and apparently John Moxley went off script and shoved him to the ground and whatnot. It says right here, the production crew member who has worked with All Elite Wrestling since 2019 has filed a civil lawsuit against the company and AEW World Champion John Moxley, named Jonathan Good. In it, he alleges various degrees of negligence by AEW and Moxley, alongside civil assault and battery against Moxley concerning an incident on AEW Dynamite 2023. So this stems from, I believe it was the Blood and Guts match I think they did that night. The lawsuit was filed against the parties on May 30th, in Wayne County Circuit Court by Christopher Dispenza, a longtime wrestling and entertainment production crew member who started doing contract work with AEW in 2019. Dispenza is not a direct employee of AEW and provided services to Broadcast Service Group, which supplies crew for AEW. His legal team is that Rate Law LLC. Told the takedown on Sports Illustrated he has not done work with AEW since December 5th, 2024, and was demoted by Broadcast Service Group to the role of carpenter without explanation. As of Monday morning, of course, this article was written on June 16th, it had not yet received a response to the filing from the promotion. Dispenza claimed he suffered severe neck and shoulder injuries as a result of being shoved to the ground unexpectedly by Moxley during a match with Kenny Omega. Dispenza alleges in the lawsuit that the incident resulted in him requiring cervical fusion surgery, shoulder surgery, and treatment for other unexpected injuries.
I'd like to know, how do we know he didn't really have these injuries beforehand? That, and sometimes people would have injuries off the clock, and then they would go to work, and I'm like, oh, I got hurt here.
Yeah, actually, my uncle did that when I was a little kid. He hurt his back doing something at home, and he sued his job, claiming that he got hurt at work when he actually got hurt at home, and actually did win his case, and screwed over his employer for no reason. So, yeah, that is a possibility. Dispenza says the injuries occurred on May 10th edition of AEW Dynamite in Detroit. There, Moxley faced Omega in a cage match, which ended up spilling to the outside. Moxley went to grab a crew member to use on Omega, and in doing so, shoved Dispenza to the ground. The lawsuit claims Moxley was supposed to only grab the crew member, and Dispenza took an unplanned fall as a result of being shoved. His legal team alleges this is an example of civil assault and battery, claiming that an allegedly deviated from the he allegedly deviated from the script. Moxley either showed intent to harm Dispenza, or at a minimum, a complete disrespect for whether harm was a disregard for whether harm was a result. The lawsuit alleges Moxley had a history of disciplinary issues before this incident involving other people while under AEW's employee agency and or contracted relationships. It also says that past disciplinary offenses by Moxley include a documented history of unpredictability as well as a lack of control by defendant AEW, all of which were known or should have been known to defendant AEW at the time of this assault. However, multiple high-level AEW sources with knowledge of Moxley's work history with the company and not speaking in an official capacity on AEW's behalf told the takedown on Sports Illustrated, I imagine that's what SI is, they were unaware of any history of disciplinary issues with Moxley, noting he is respected within the promotion by talent and management. One referred to him as a locker room leader and disputed the characterization of Moxley given in the lawsuit. And you can see here, this is the lawsuit. We're not obviously going to read this, but it's quite lengthy. This is the whole,
leader.
this is the entire document right here. It's quite long. 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 pages long because obviously the first page is the cover page. The filing also claims Moxley and AEW are responsible for exhibiting gross negligence, suggesting by going off script and violently shoving plaintiff, who was only a crew member, to the ground. Moxley demonstrated a substantial lack of concern for whether a severe injury would result to a production crew member at the event. If it adds, and talking and taking no precautions or preventative measures to protect production staff, defended AEW's actions likewise show a reckless disregard for the safety of production staff, which goes beyond simple inadvertence. The complaint also accuses AEW of negligence in hiring and training Moxley. A portion of Count 1 claims AEW has a responsibility to exert reasonable control over its employees, agents, and/or contracted individuals to ensure the safety of other performers, production crew, and the general audience. The 39-year-old Moxley has been wrestling since 2004 and has worked for not only AEW, but WWE, TNA, New Japan, Pro Wrestling, and other major promotions throughout his career. Spence's legal representation tells the takedown on SI that he claims AEW upper management was aware of the incident, but says he never discussed it with them. He alleges to have met with Tony Khan and AEW General Counsel Chris Peck about potential full-time employment opportunities in the months after, but acknowledged there was never a prior conversation about the injuries he says he sustained. His attorney...
Here's another thing I was just thinking, is that how do we know, like, Moxley didn't go up to him saying, hey, I'm going to do this, and he says, sure, and then he turned around and said, no, I didn't say that, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, if that's true, I mean, Moxley still, should have said, hey, we're going to do this bit, or, honestly, now they can't use any of these stagehands in a bit like that, so unless they're an extra or have a waiver, you know?
Right.
So
it says, I'm not going to read the rest of this because it's basically just claims that the lawyer apparently is talking about. And then there's another, claim here. And it says, the takedown of Sports Illustrated reached out to an AEW spokesperson regarding the lawsuit and the allegations detailed in the piece, to which they replied, AEW does not comment on pending litigation. Moxley is scheduled to defend the AEW Championship against Hangman Adam Page at AEW All In July 12th. A status conference for the lawsuit is currently scheduled on August 29th. And
probably from the plaintiff, probably. I'm the plaintiff's lawyer.
29. Isn't that Michael Jackson's birthday or some shit?
So now I can show you guys. We're gonna take a look at the clip now, and show you what exactly this cameraman is suing for. I can tell you right now, I played backyard football. Taking worse bumps than this growing up as a teenager. And
One suggestion before... Oh, sorry. I was going to say, before you showed this clip, to speed it up, Because
if I'm able to,
tried
yeah.
to.
Let's see.
Well, because so you can try to avoid copyright.
It is YouTube, so let's see. Settings. Here, playback speed. Here we go. So we'll go 2 times, I guess. That's the maximum I can do. The clip is.
That's pretty fast, but I would get close to.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
you know what? I have the clip itself on Twitter. I have the clip itself on my Twitter where it actually happens. So we'll just use that.
I think that'd be better.
Yeah, here it is. This is only
I'm
17. This is only 17 seconds.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so we'll use this. Now let me just
try to watch out. I don't want you to get hit with copyright.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even notice that they freaking posted a video of the entire uploaded match on that article.
Hey.
Yeah, because when I clicked on the video, it said it was 8 minutes and 37 seconds long.
And that's how long that match was?
I guess so.
Damn.
For a cage match, that's pretty damn short.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it said it was 8 minutes and 37 seconds. But yep. So here we go. This is the spot in which the cameraman is alleging a lawsuit.
Man alive, John Moxley.
Right here. That was it. Hold on, let's see that again. There you go, right here. Ready? Right here.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Look at that. There you go. I showed you guys twice now. I don't want to show it. I don't want
That is what he's going over.
That's what he's suing over. Exactly.
See, the thing is, that's padded too. Like, that flooring is padded. So, like, unless he, like, hit his head against the railing, like, he went, like, onto the padding. Like, so, I call bullshit on this.
Well, hold on. You said maybe he hit his head on the padding, on the wall. Let's take another look at it. Let's see.
I said,
He did it. I saw. He did it. He had his arm hitting the ground before his head did. His arm hit the ground before his head did.
Here we go.
He covered up.
Right here. There's the push. He goes sideways. He's down on the ground. I mean, you can't see exactly where his head hits there, but I don't think he hit the wall.
Covered up on the way down.
That almost looked planned.
That's my point. Dude.
And he rolls over onto his back.
Down.
Yeah, right here is where he connects with the wall. Right there. And it looks like his arm hits the wall before his head does.
Yeah, I call BS on this.
Let me tell you something. Like I mentioned, I was playing backyard football growing up as a teenager, willingly getting speared to the ground so many times a day when we played football. Backyard football. So you're talking about getting fucking picked up and fucking body slammed and fucking clotheslined to the fucking ground and speared and fucking whatnot to the freaking ground. And we would fucking tackle each other into the fucking trees or whatever the hell we're you know, in the yard that we were playing in. Or in this case, one of our friends where he lived had an open field area in the side where the public pools were. And I got tackled into a fence. And all I suffered was a minor fractured collarbone. And this guy is saying he needed cervical freaking surgery and shoulder surgery and all this other bullshit. That's why I said this man must have been made of fucking glass.
I think that's giving Glass a bad name. I'm like, how could you take that bump and get all those injuries? Like, I'm assuming he either had all those injuries beforehand, or it's all bullshit. Like, there's no.
I'm gonna need some X-rays for this lawsuit. That's what I want. X-rays.
Tour capture says the cameraman was holding the object. Yeah, he took the screwdriver and then he shoved him. It was uncalled for. He might have been in the way and he probably making peanuts. So he said, fuck it, I'll sue and cash up front. Now here's the thing. Now this reminds me of what Stone Cold did at WrestleMania 41 when people were saying that lady was fucking faking her fall when he hit the wall with his ATV that night.
Well, he did hit that wall pretty hard. Like, it moved the barrier.
ATV twice, going up the ramp once, then hitting the wall. He hit two different things with an ATV.
Right.
On that night.
But people were saying that woman, like, she had a delayed reaction when he hit the wall before she fell, and then was all mad about it. So, like, people were trying to say that, like, she was out for free merch or free tickets or whatever, and that kind of reminds me of this. Like, come on now, like, this is ridiculous.
Like I said, he put both his arms up to stop his fall. That's instinct. Unless he has X-rays proving that he's unless he has X-rays proving this stuff to be true, it's old injuries.
It looks like he took the screwdriver out of his back pocket.
Yeah, because I mean that was a planned spot. See, like I said earlier, like around the ring, that's padded. So like it's not like that's concrete where he's landing. You know, that's padded.
Yep.
I mean, maybe
like I said, he put his arms up on the way down. See that? He puts his arms up on the way down.
Yeah, he made sure not to hit. That guy looked like he made sure that he wasn't going to hit his head on the wall.
Exactly.
Planned spot, so he's part of the show. But yeah, he's claiming that was unscripted, and he wasn't supposed to get shoved.
I bet money.
Why have a screwdriver in your pocket? Why conveniently have a screwdriver in your back pocket if you're a cameraman?
Right?
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, why would you have it in there? Like, there's no point.
If it was unscripted, why would you have a screwdriver in your back pocket if it wasn't unscripted?
If AEW doesn't win this lawsuit, I would be upset for them.
I mean, they just need a good lawyer. They'll be okay. I'm sure they'll.
They need to get Jerry Dibbit out of retirement.
I don't even think you need him. I mean, you could
Jerry McDivitt kept Vince out of jail for the steroid scandal. What's to say he can't come out of retirement for this lawsuit for the competition?
By the way, even let's say if the lawsuit he won, I think the minimum they're trying to go for is the $25,000. So that's nothing between AEW and
pretty much peanuts. 25 grand. That's pretty much peanuts.
So they probably would try to just settle either fight this or settle it and just get it done and over with and just not hire the guy again.
I would blacklist the dude personally.
Oh yeah,
for any wrestling promotion across the globe, because this is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, if that guy doesn't win, or if that guy wins, AEW is fucked. But just to be on the safe side, I wouldn't plan any more spots involving the fucking ring crew or the cameraman anymore.
Mhm.
Just to make sure they avoid bullshit like this.
Unless they're like an extra, like a wrestler that, you know how AEW does this too, where they'll have wrestlers that are coming up or not unknowns, and they'll use them as extras. WWE's known for that. So, like where they can attack them and they know how to take the bump. And he almost looked like he knew how to take the bump too, you know?
I mean, like I said, I was playing backyard football at fucking 15, 16 years old up until I was like 18, 19, when all of us friends, all went our separate ways after we all graduated high school. And I was willingly getting fucking body slammed to the ground and fucking speared to the fucking ground. A hell of a lot hurt worse than being shoved like that, and I certainly wasn't landing on any padding, and I didn't get fucking hurt. There's something wrong with that guy if he sustained multiple injuries requiring multiple surgeries over something like that.
I can understand
I'll say I want X-rays.
I can understand like you know how WWE's they have their railing, it would have those bracing. Like when you come down the walkway, you have all those bracings.
Right.
That metal. I can understand if you got hit, ran into that, and that caused injuries. That was one thing. Like how CM Punk did, where he broke his foot when he did the stage dive. His foot hit the railing, but he was lunging himself to do that when he did that. But I don't know. It's stupid. I don't know. I mean, I think AEW should have been a little bit more smarter to have the guys sign waivers if they're going to do a spot that they're not going to sue them, or just.
I think going forward, Tony Khan's going to make sure that happens now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you don't want to put those guys in that position, but I'm like, why did it take so long? Like I wouldn't bet. I'd bet money that he probably was thinking about suing when, like it said in the article, he got demoted. So he probably figured, fuck this shit.
He got demoted unexplainedly, and the shove happened over 2 years ago, and all of a sudden, 2 years later, he decides, I'm going to sue for this.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's obviously something wrong. I don't see AEW or Moxley having any problem sweeping this under the rug.
And I can tell you right now, if it was a major concern on AEW's part, I think Tony Khan by now would have taken the belt off of Moxley.
Yes, I agree.
It would have ruined the storyline that he's working on, that hopefully comes to an end at All In. But it would have ruined the storyline, but it would have made the company look better at least, if they thought that this was a major issue.
I'm still up in the air about going. I would like to go, but I don't know if I'm able to afford to do it just yet.
Well, you got about 2 weeks to figure it out, because I'm sure you could still get tickets the day of.
Oh, duh. But I do have that week off. So.
Oh, you got the whole week off, huh?
Yeah.
Is that from what, the 4th of July weekend until what, the 14th?
No, from that Saturday. So I could, if I wanted to go up there, I could travel up there that Friday after work, you know?
So you're off from the 12th until what, the 21st?
I don't return until that next Monday.
Because I know you're
So-
off the weekend, but you said you had the whole week off. Because I'm actually going on vacation myself from the 12th to the 21st. So I was going to talk about this at the end of the show, but I guess I'll just say it now real quick. But there will be no less than serious during that time period, and I most likely won't be doing your show during that either of those weekends as well, Casey, being the 12th and the 19th. Okay. So, and the 13th and the 20th, there will be no less than serious. So if we do an episode, depending on what news comes out between tomorrow and next Sunday, we'll do a show next week because, like I said, the following 2 weeks there won't be one. So that all depends on the news and what comes out there and what's worth talking about. That's not fucking politics.
I mean, there has been a bit of news that I see. Who's heard about all the news that Jason Schreier has been talking about with BioWare?
I have seen some gaming news. That wasn't one of them.
He said BioWare is now in the wrong for making Veilguard, even though he's the one that promoted Veilguard as go woke, go broke, go all the way to the top. I'm like, then the game officially flopped. It had 80,000 something players at launch. That's how many are playing it as of a couple days ago, according to Steam.
Actually, we could look that up.
Not even 1,000. Not even 1,000 players online.
Is that Steam charts? I think it's called.
Steam. Yeah, for Steam charts, not even 1,000 players are playing that game on Steam.
Let's see, search games.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Dragon Age.
Their all-time peak was their all-time amount of players.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Here we go, right here. The all-time peak was 60,655. Playing at 1 hour ago, 1,040. The last 24-hour peak was 1,651. Meanwhile, a free-to-play card game that just came out, on the 17th of June that I've been playing quite a bit, called Shadowverse Worlds Beyond.
I've been watching some of those streams. It looks confusing, but it looks very good.
I know you've heard of Hearthstone. It's basically like an anime version of that.
Yeah, I've heard of Hearthstone.
The game on release peaked at 109,800 something players. And it doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't have the active players now. It doesn't have the active players right now. Let me see if I could look that up. Let's see.
Well, you don't have it on screen, if you know that.
Yeah, I know. Let's be on active players.
Mind's Eye has been a flop. They already laid off a couple people because of that game.
Here we go. So,
y'all hear about that?
What was that?
Did you hear about Mind's Eye being the console failure that it's been in the past 2 weeks?
I have not heard. I have not heard of the results of the game, but I heard it did release.
Let's just say it's such a glitchy mess. It's not even. They've already laid off a couple hundred. They already laid off a couple dozen people. This was made by the same people who left Rockstar.
Not surprised.
Rockstar already failed their own game that was supposed to be Cyberpunk meets GTA, essentially. Supposed to be a Cyberpunk universe that made GTA 5. It's such a bad game. To the point where there's already 2 10-minute compilation videos of the glitches and bugs in the game on one YouTube channel.
Not surprised. Not surprised at all. So I looked up Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. All-time peak, 109,246. Last 24 hours, 71,932. Playing right now, 24,538. And that's a free-to-play game by a Japanese game company. Destroying, a AAA game studio with Dragon Age. That ought to tell you
Let's
something.
Let's just say Mind's Eye has been such a flop. There's even a line in the game. I don't know how this got approved. A line in the game by your AI companion that says, "Drive me like you're playing a video game."
Let's see, is it on Steam?
I think so. Yeah, it's on console and Steam. It should be. Yeah,
Mind's Eye.
should be like MINDZ NYEYE.
Let's see. Mind's Eye. Active players. Find it. Team charts, Mind's Eye. Okay. Holy shit, that is some terrible numbers. All-time peak, 19 days ago on Steam, 3,302. Last 24 hours, 81 players. Playing right now, 36. IO Interactive, Unreal Engine, released on June 10th. Last updated June 27th. Holy shit. Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But all right, so where do you guys want to go next? We got two MLB topics. We got the Xbox topic, the Nintendo topic, and after that, if there's anything else we could take a quick look to see if there's anything else.
Let's do Nintendo.
Yeah, you would say that, which is fine. That's actually the article I have pulled up right now. So
I heard some news about Nintendo being like an influencer-induced hell for online. Like so many so bad.
Now, Kratos, I know you don't really play Nintendo games, but I'm sure you've heard of all of the hullabaloo with the Switch 2 and everyone bitching about the prices and saying Mario Kart World's not worth $80 and all this fucking...
Oh, I've seen it all.
All this fucking yada yada.
Play it on post stream for for a couple super chats, like certain type of super chats he would play it. Have to post stream for some of his reviews. And online is such a mess.
Well, apparently Nintendo went and made it worse, and Nintendo Life says fans reckon Nintendo has killed Mario Kart World with its latest update. So the game has what fans are calling intermission tracks, which are stretches of road that don't have a whole lot of interaction other than throwing a shit ton of items. And instead of being circuit tracks, they're like point-to-point races, which Mario Kart 8 did have a few of those. They had at least 3. But they were certainly a lot more fun than the ones that are in this game. And apparently Nintendo did an update to the online where these intermission tracks are now much more heavily included in the online race selection based on where you are on the world map when the race lobby is connected. You get an option of selecting either a random course or one of 3 or 4 racetracks, again, depending on where you are in the map. And Nintendo went and made it more prevalent that you're going to play one of these intermission tracks. Fans are not happy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
So it says Nintendo's latest update for Mario Kart World is now live, and the main change it brought comes via the following patch notes. Adjusted courses selection in random when selecting next course in a wireless versus race. So what does this mean? Well, prior to the update, selecting a standard race when competing online would give you the option to choose either an intermission race from a set of selected 3 courses or choose something at random. The random option would often ditch the intermission setup in favor of a standard 3-lap race around one of the game's excellent themed courses. So if you happen to see the vast majority of players choosing random when selecting a course, this is why. The update has changed this. According to many fans, it's proven to be a bit of a slap in the face. Basically, Nintendo is now doubling down on intermission races, meaning you begin the race on a rolling start and drive across the roads toward the selected track. So while it is possible to land a standard 3-lap race, the possibility of doing so has now plummeted. So fans aren't particularly happy with this update, as demonstrated in TWD98's YouTube video, which is this one linked up here. I'm not going to play it, but it's linked in this video, in this article. Folks are also voicing their concern over on Fami boards, which uses Coral Sensei 4, stating, "I was generally having fun playing this game and perfected the 3-lap tracks for online, and this just ruined all of that practice. Our very own community user, I guess it's 8 or a day 117, echoed this sentiment in our recent update article and said, "What a downer of an update. I prefer to play the 3 laps around a track, but Nintendo wants that to be as difficult as possible to do online." Family Board's member Hush went one step further and said, "Well, that was basically a waste of money, I guess. Won't touch this game until this tone-deaf and idiotic decision is fixed." We've no doubt Nintendo will continue to apply updates to Mario Kart World in the coming days, weeks, and months, even years from now. Here's hoping it takes feedback on board and makes the standard 3-lap races an option for online play again. So fans aren't happy, and it seems a lot of people have put the game down and are now refusing to play it online, which obviously online is all you have left after you finish the offline modes.
What's up, TSS? I see you in the chat.
So let me see. I'm wondering if you could find out how many people are playing Mario Kart World right now. The Mario Kart World active players.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can we find this one out? How many players does Mario Kart World support? No. Difficult to pinpoint the exact number of active players for Mario Kart World, but the game supports blah blah blah. Yeah, so I guess you can't really find out like you can with Steam charts. Doesn't look like Nintendo has something of that, of anything similar. Some people are saying they're going to go back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Even.
Jesus Christ, that bad?
Yeah.
This is the first Mario Kart I ever heard like really bad reviews.
What's going on, TFS?
Usually, Mario Kart is always, praised. This is the first time I ever heard anything like this before.
People are really bitching and taking it out on the game because Nintendo went and raised the prices of their games now to a standard $80 for most of their games. Nintendo said the price point of their games is going to be determined on what they deem the game is worth. Like the new Donkey Kong, which releases in 2.5 weeks, is going to be $70, while Mario Kart was $80. So I'm not sure why they determined Mario Kart is worth more than Donkey Kong, other than the fact that Mario Kart is made in-house by Nintendo, Donkey Kong isn't. While Donkey Kong is still a first-party title, it wasn't made in-house by Nintendo themselves. It was made by... I forgot what studio actually made that one. I mean, Nintendo, Nintendo is trying something different with Mario Kart. And, I mean, over 30 years of the same formula, and they wanted to try something new, and fans just don't like it. And Nintendo wanting...
It seems like I don't like it. They already changed two voice actors for iconic characters, one of which for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah. They changed they changed Donkey Kong's voice and Peach's voice. And obviously, prior to that, Mario, Luigi, and everyone, every character that Charles Martinet voiced is obviously now not him because he retired from voice acting. So this is the first Mario Kart game that people really aren't liking, Nintendo wanted to try something different, and it's just apparently not hitting with the fans. And Nintendo wanting to double down on it was probably not a good decision as of right now. Maybe as the game sells more copies and people are buying more Switches, maybe there'll be more people that actually like the idea. I don't hate it entirely, but I don't want to just play, those kinds of races. I would like to, play standard circuit tracks alongside, maybe one or two of these here and there. But if point-to-point races is really all you're getting online, then yeah, I could see how it's going to lose its appeal real fast.
Well, for me, I like doing offline, like do all the courses. And yeah, I like doing the online, but I prefer doing go through all the courses. But
and that's fine. That is available, so you can do that.
So I don't know. I can't say much because one, I don't have the game. Two, I don't have the Switch 2, so I can't give my opinion on it right now.
Donkey Kong game is being made by the same team that made Super Mario Odyssey. Okay. Well, at least it's going to be a good game.
It looked like something from Mario Odyssey.
I just don't understand why people are like harping on the fact that they retconned Pauline. They de-aged her from an adult to a teenager.
Really?
Yeah. But that game comes out on July 17th. I will be getting my hands on it, and I will be streaming it. July 17th, of course, is a Thursday. Nintendo apparently releases their games on Thursdays now instead of Fridays, like they used to. But I guess we'll stick to... the video game topics. TSS says... I think they will reverse the online update. I hope so. Fans are not like...
I'm sure they will.
I mean, I know Nintendo is not, not very known for listening to the fans. In this case, I hope they do. But let's, I guess, stick with the video game theme, and then we'll end on baseball. Like I said, if anything else arises, we've been live for just about an hour. If we could take a look afterwards and see what else is out there. One of the topics I wish Tex was here for, but let's see. Xbox staff brace themselves for yet more layoffs as Microsoft cuts reportedly set to continue. The gaming industry, ever since all those layoffs last year, apparently just can't seem to catch a fucking break. Yes, alrighty. Boom, perfect. So, put it on the side. Off the topic title. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. So this was written as of Thursday, the 25th. Microsoft is reportedly planning significant layoffs in the gaming business that could come as early as next week. Bloomberg said Microsoft plans major job cuts across the Xbox division. The Verge said managers at Microsoft had been briefed about the Xbox layoffs as well as their wider cuts at the company, which are expected to hit sales teams in particular. For the gaming business, The Verge said Microsoft plans to make the cuts ahead of the release of its next generation of consoles. Last week, Microsoft announced a partnership with AMD to power the next generation of Xbox, including its first-party future consoles. Microsoft has yet to say when it plans to launch the new device. It's not going to be for at least another 2 or 3 years. The Verge also reported that Microsoft is restructuring its Central Europe Xbox distribution and that Xbox will cease operating in some regions. Probably Japan being one of them. I can honestly see that because it's like Japan does not give a fuck about Xbox.
Yeah, I agree.
Microsoft staff who wish to remain anonymous to protect their careers told IGN that employees are bracing themselves for layoffs and it feels like a matter of when, not if, at the company. When you see why, Microsoft has made a huge number of cuts to the gaming business since acquiring Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. So apparently that massive acquisition is still being named as one of the main reasons for the layoffs that have been happening since last year. Which I don't necessarily know if I believe that. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it in some way, but first of all, Microsoft should have known what they were getting into when they fucking bought the company. When they bought that game development studio for all that money. If they really couldn't afford it and it was going to cost a lot of jobs to do that, they probably shouldn't have done it. It laid off 1,900 staff in January 2024, then made further cuts just a few months later, when it closed Redfall developer Arcane Austin and Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks in September 2024. Microsoft cut a further 650 staff from its gaming business, and in May of this year, Microsoft cut an eye-watering 6,000 staff members, or 3% of its entire workforce. God damn. And they're still firing people, folks. They're going to fire more people as of apparently next week. Speaking of IGN in June 2024, Xbox boss Phil Spencer said, I have to run a sustainable business inside the company and grow. That means sometimes I have to make hard decisions that frankly are not decisions I love, but decisions that somebody needs to go make. And that's the end of the article. They just fired 6,000 people last month, all across Microsoft as a whole. How many more people can they afford to let go?
That's why I'm thinking Xbox, like, making another console. I don't think it's going to be a thing. I think, if anything, it's going to be an app that's going to be on a PlayStation or on the Nintendo's consoles. I mean, it's already on the PC, and I'm pretty sure it's integrated with some smart TVs as well.
They already started integrating Steam, because now when I launch a Steam game, I can go in the Xbox app on my phone, and it'll tell me I'm playing a Steam game instead of an Xbox game.
Like, I think they want to get out of the video game business.
And they started releasing a lot of their first-party games on PS5. Forza Horizon 5 just launched in April. Gears of War Reloaded is launching very soon. They just finished a closed beta on the PS5, actually. So that's coming soon.
Indiana Jones game that they made was supposed to be exclusive, but then they got to
they made it they were making it a timed exclusive. So that one was originally going to be multi-platform, but then there's rumors that the Master Chief Collection could be coming to Switch 2, possibly or probably next year. It'll probably come to PS5 too, if that's the case. I mean, it's just crazy. If Microsoft wants to get out of gaming, I mean, they don't have to get out of it entirely. Why would you, when you just spent $69 billion or 69 million, whatever that fucking price tag was, to buy Activision Blizzard, and then you're going to get out of the gaming industry? What was the point of the acquisition? Xbox should just go third party like Sega did at this rate, because they're pretty much doing that now.
I think it's a lot of it. I think it has to. I think it's like some of these consoles are leaning into digital. Like, you have the PS5 digital, you have the Xbox Series S, or all these digital versions. So, like, I mean, eventually, I still think it's going to be like a small mini PC box that's going to be the next one, or like I said, it's going to be something integrated into a TV that, I mean, honestly, they could just have people license. Actually, here's the thing: they can license these games out to other companies, and they could still make money off the license.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They could just become third party at that point, like Sega did when they got out of the console business.
So I think that's probably the best way to go for them.
I mean,
but, like,
you mentioned Xbox, like, making something like it's it's going to be like all integrated. And that's pretty much, what the new ROG Ally models that Xbox, funnily enough, just announced 2 weeks ago. The ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X that are going to have Game Pass. They're going to have Game Pass and Steam integrated all into it. It's pretty much a handheld PC. And
I've seen a potential price leak about that. It's rumored, but according to a UK based, not UK based, a European based website, the price may be about like 599 euros for the ROG Ally and 899 euros for the ROG Ally X.
yeah, for the Xbox X, yeah.
And if you convert that to US,
it's about $1,000 for the X for the Ally X.
600, almost $700 for the ROG Ally, and over 1,000 for the ROG Ally X.
Yeah, you could just get a Steam Deck and pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah, and what are you talking about? The Xbox handheld that's coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone had a claim they had a price leak on their website. I think it was Eurogamer, possibly.
Yeah. Is it something like the PSP? No, not the PSP. The PlayStation. Is it Portal?
No, it's a handheld PC. You can play Steam on it. You can play Xbox Game Pass on it. I would imagine you could probably play your digitally purchased Xbox games on it.
Yeah, that's what they're promoting it. That's what they're promoting. Like, they'll have Xbox Anywhere on it, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is basically. And here's the thing: did y'all see that? Y'all see that one game during the showcase that was made by Game Freak?
Yes. And people were saying, why can't they make Pokemon look that good?
The messed up part. Here's the messed up part. Some people were quick to point out in the the console listing, Xbox PC among the playable versions of that game. Xbox PC was caught by one person.
So what are you trying to say, Casey?
I was gonna say that. Do you even think you need a console, or is this like an all-in-one thing?
It's an all-in-one thing. It's handheld. It's a handheld PC. You can play Steam.
So you don't.
No, it's its own separate thing.
So you don't need a console or a PC.
No.
It's all in one.
It is a
all in
PC.
one.
It is a PC in your hands.
10 to 12-inch tablet.
Is it? I'm wondering if this is going to be something like almost like a Switch where you can plug it into the TV, or is it just only handheld?
It's all handheld.
Only handheld.
I think Nintendo has the best thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, does Steam Deck, does that plug in the TV?
No.
I don't know. You know what? Let me look that up. Because you can get the top of the line Steam Deck model for $700 and do the same thing that the ROG Ally can do. The people are just saying, why get that? Just get a Steam Deck. It's cheaper. Let's see.
Because, I mean, the PlayStation Portal, I mean, it's pretty much like you have to have internet capabilities to play any of the games from your PS5.
The Steam Deck can connect to a TV via using USB-C to HDMI adapter.
So, I mean, that's definitely better than this next Xbox handheld thing. Like,
basically, connection.
Yeah.
Because if you can connect it to your TV like a Switch, like, that's the next best thing. Instead of, like, oh, this is just a handheld thing. Like, that's why I like the Switch or the Switch 2. Like, you're able to play the handheld. Like, you could just plug it right into the TV. Unlike these other ones, you know? Like, they're just handhelds.
I mean, if the Steam Deck can do it, I don't see why Asus hasn't been making the ROG Ally be able to do it yet. To be honest with you.
Maybe maybe the console, maybe Microsoft can't do it. Maybe I still think Nintendo should have had it all tied up and like they're not allowing these people to make these types of handhelds.
But you know what? It makes me think. As far as the Xbox goes, there's an Xbox Game Pass app on my smart TV, and I can play Game Pass games right on my freaking TV without even turning my Xbox on.
That's what I'm saying.
My controller even connects to my TV through Bluetooth.
Actually, recently I had the Xbox Series X, and I was thinking, hold on, I had the Xbox One, and it's like I only used my Xbox Series X once. I was like, I used my PS5 or my Switch or my retro consoles more than this.
Well, yeah.
So
Xbox is making it less of a reason to even own a console at this point.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I'll rather have the Xbox One right now and sell it and get a few bucks more back. Because I was like, when I'm not actually playing on it, you know?
Yeah, there's really not much of a reason to have an Xbox anymore.
So, I mean, I just think they need just to do Game Pass as their Xbox brand. And then also, like, if they want to have people make the games, just license out to other studios.
Let's
like,
see.
Hey, like, if, like, I want this company over there to make me a new Doom, or that company over there to make me a new Wolfenstein. This, and, like, the other studio games they have under their umbrella.
PSS says, I think they will still make consoles, but their main priority now is just putting their games on everything. They don't care where the sales come from. It's just about getting the games to consumers. They even have these games on smart TVs, like I just mentioned. They don't care about the console markets. They will still make a console, but in their minds, it's just extra sales for their games. What's funny is they, even the Xbox Series S and X with the Xbox handheld, since there are going to be two versions of the handheld, with the more premium one being expensive, rumored to be between $800,000, like Kratos mentioned. You have a dock for the Steam Deck, but it's sold separately. Well, there you go. So the Steam Deck, like the Switch, has a dock. So there you go.
It's stupid.
But it doesn't come with the system when you buy it. Unlike Nintendo.
Yeah, I honestly don't see Xbox making another console. I mean, if they do, we know for sure they're not making one with a disk drive. For sure.
If they do, they're going to make it out of preference just to give gamers that option. Like, hey, if you want to stick with the Xbox brand, more power to you.
Well, here, I think it'll be just the console, and then they're like, well, here, you can buy gift cards at stores of the games. I mean, they do that, like, at, like, Walmart, Target, Best Buy. Like, you can buy the gift card of the game instead of, like, hey, I'm going to buy it from the eShop. But I'm like, I can understand that's a way for people to buy it digitally as a gift. But
well, on the Xbox, you have the option. You can buy games and gift them to people on your friends list. It literally has an option. It says buy as gift. when you purchase the game. So you don't even have to. You don't even have to like do what you said, like have like a Steam card or an Xbox card version of the digital game. You could just go on their storefront and just buy it and send it off to whoever you want to send it to.
I just don't see it happening. I think we'll definitely have a PS6, but that'll be definitely full digital because the age of disc drive is pretty much about to head to obsolete. I mean, you can already see it. Like, they're barely putting it out. Best Buy's already slowly getting rid of them. Like, some of these other stores are slowly getting rid of them, and they're like,
Walmart's DVD and Blu-ray section is certainly not as big as it used to be.
oh, definitely not.
It used to be like two aisles. Now it's like one or half of one.
Well, it doesn't help when you have all these streaming sites now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what's the point of buying the movie? Like, yeah, you could have.
You still want to buy. You still want to buy it to own it because we've talked about physical versus digital media a few times already on this show. Text was a part of the conversation, and when you're buying digitally, you're giving these companies the right to take it away from you whenever they want. Whereas if you buy it physically, they can't take it away from you because it's yours.
And I remember PlayStation actually did that where someone had a movie that they bought through digitally and they took it.
Crunchyroll did it. Crunchyroll did it with their anime when Sony bought Crunchyroll and they merged Crunchyroll and Funimation together. And all of the digital purchases that people made on Funimation's website of all the anime people bought digitally, Crunchyroll, when they merged the two sites together, they took all that away. And nobody got refunds or compensation for anything they bought. They just said, we're taking your digital library away from you, and that's going to be the end of it.
I'm going to disagree with TSS. There is no way PS6 will have a disc drive.
I think it will. I think it will, and I think it will be the last console that will.
Oh, like I said, they're showing evidence we're heading towards an all digital future. The only one that we can see right now that has a future beyond this generation, I mean, like Switch 2 just got started. So what, we got at least between 5 and 7 years with the Switch 2 having digital. I mean, it has a physical cart.
Right.
I mean, and we also have, like, now they got game keys where it's not even the game on them no more. It's like one of those where the Xbox One and PS4 games where it's just an installation disc,
Right, but you still need to insert it, like inserting the game to play it, even though it's just a download key. It'll still tell you need to insert it to play it. So it's still, even though it's actually not on the game cart, you still need it to actually play it.
I still don't see PS6 having a digital disc drive.
I don't know. I think it will. I think there's a chance it will. Then maybe it won't because they did the PS5 Slim. They released that digital only with the option to buy a separate disc drive. So maybe they do that with the PS6. Maybe the PS6 is all digital and they give you the option to buy the external disc drive. But I think that'll be the last. I think that'll be the last console that will have physical games. Will be the PS6.
I mean, look at it. The PS5 Pro, they sell it as just digital. Yes, you can buy the disc drive, but that's like if I mean, Sony, I think they're just getting us prepared for it. Because, like, why don't you have a two package? You have one with the physical game, disc drive, and one digital. They're like, no, everything's going to be digital. And if you want a disc drive, you have to buy the disc drive and the side panel for that, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see.
So,
I think the PS6 will have a physical option, whether it's external or part of the console. Obviously, we'll find that out once we find out even anything about the console, which we probably won't even start hearing murmurs about that for maybe at least another year, or maybe 2 years from now. But yeah, I think there's a chance it could be the last console to have physical media, which is the death of physical media as a whole is going to be really sad to see.
yep.
But yeah,
And even it's kind of hard even having a little game cart called physical. It's like, well, eventually, why would we have like an SD card say, "Oh, it's a physical media now"? like, we're damn there right there with the Switch. It's like, yeah, it's a physical cart, but like, it's not like a full-fledged cart like we had back in the day for the NES, Super Nintendo. It's a tiny little cart that you could really swallow if you wanted it. If you wanted to, you know?
well, that's why they put that coating on them so that you don't put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Which I hear the Switch 2, and I'll find this out with the Donkey Kong game, because for whatever reason I had an obsession of finding out what each cart tastes like. So I always licked it when I would buy them. I always gave it a good lick for whatever reason. And I'm hearing the Switch 2 cart tastes worse.
Well, we gotta do that on camera. I think that'd be funny if you did on camera.
Maybe
I love a guy.
I'll make it a YouTube short. YouTube short.
Yeah, there.
But yeah, so
But
Microsoft, man, they're like cleaning house. It's crazy the amount of people they're letting go. I mean, Microsoft as a whole at this point might as well just fucking disappear. 6,000 employees across all divisions last month. More people from the Xbox division as early as next week. I mean, where does it end?
I think Microsoft itself is okay. It's the Xbox brand is dying.
Oh, they'll be the second one to officially lose the console war once they officially exit out of it.
Well, actually, a bunch of companies officially fell out of it.
Well, I mean,
I
oh yeah, I did forget about Atari. Okay, so they'll be like the third major one.
All the other console or all the makers like the Coleco, and you got television and all those other ones like the 3DO. So there's way many companies that came and went.
Yeah, but I don't consider them major console players because they only released consoles. Like, in the case of Coleco and in television and whatnot, they only released stuff in the 80s before the NES came out. And then in the case of the 3DO, they released one console and they were done because they released it at $700 fucking dollars in 1993. And then Philips obviously did the CDI, and that was a fucking bomb. And then you had Turbo Graphics, which only did one console. As far as the major competitors go, you have Atari, Sega, and now Xbox is looking to be the third major player to leave the console space.
Actually, you're wrong with Turbo Graphics. NAC actually made a super graphics. It didn't do well. It only had 5 games.
I never even heard
But
of it.
But because it only made 5 games for it, and it played TurboGrafx games as well. It was backward compatible, but it failed hardcore. But okay, I agree with like if like companies that who had multiple consoles generations. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah,
Then.
I'm saying the major competitors like Atari. I'll consider Atari technically the first ones to fall out. Sega was the second. Xbox looking to be the third.
Yeah.
Which would then just leave the console war between Nintendo and PlayStation. Which honestly, we've seen Nintendo is very much capable with keeping up with PlayStation sales.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, thing is, I mean, Nintendo showed that you don't need to have power to sell games. I mean, you could have subpar power to a different console and still produce great games.
And you only get some certain games on their platform. Like you'll never see Mario, Zelda, Fire Emblem, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, Splatoon.
Yeah.
You'll never see those games ever on a PlayStation console.
Or Microsoft. Yeah.
Or the Xbox fucking whatever Xbox apps that they're gonna have. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised that they have not integrated Game Pass into the Switch 2 yet.
Well, the rumors it was supposed to have it into the Switch 1.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about it years ago, and it didn't happen yet.
Yeah, so I think I think the Switch 2 would be able to do that. I don't think it probably looks as good probably as a Steam Deck. But I don't know. Like, it's definitely as powerful, I guess, as the PS4.
The Switch 2 is as powerful as... It's a little more powerful than the baseline PS4. It's in between the PS4 and PS4 Pro, is what's being said.
And that's all they really need. Is to get to that next step. Because, I mean, they were subpar a Xbox One with the Switch one. And, like, they needed something to be a little bit more advanced. So...
Hey, Kratos, can you confirm whether or not the Xbox Game Store sale is still going on the Xbox Microsoft Store?
Hold on, I'm on Xbox right now. Hold on.
Because I know I saw yesterday.
One sale on June 23rd. That's what.
Because I know there's games that were still on sale as of yesterday that said the sale ended in 2 days. So I didn't know if it was ending.
Game Pass Open World Sale. Members save up to 75%.
Because I just bought Lollipop Chainsaw Repop yesterday for $27.
Perfect Match Sale. Perfect Match Sale ends tomorrow. Game Pass Open World Sale ends tomorrow. Deals Unlocked add-on sale. That ends tomorrow. Save up 60%. All these deals end tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay, so I thought they were ended already, like as of midnight, but I guess it's one more day. So, yeah. So there's sales on Xbox if you have an Xbox console, or anything that you can buy Xbox games.
Ain't much.
There are some games out there like Lollipop Chainsaw Repop is probably one of the better options that's on sale. I bought it for $27.99. I actually used my Microsoft points and got a $30 Xbox card because I was saving up my points and I didn't spend any of my points for like 6 months. So I actually got it
I
free.
had a just for you sale for Destiny 2. Light and Darkness Saga, which is $150 for everything in Destiny 2. I'm like, but I paid for everything already. So why are you giving me the sale?
Because they're fucking
I already
stupid.
paid for everything. I get the whole Light and Darkness Saga. Get this, 100% off. But I've already paid for everything going into Edge of Fate. Except Edge of Fate, because the Year of Prophecy, let's just say, according to Gaming Bible and a couple others, the sales for Edge of Fates, the expansion and the Year of Prophecy in general, is down 50% from last year, but compared to Final Shape's pre-order sales. One point, get this: Final Shape, the Destiny 2 expansion, was among the top 20 most pre-ordered games, even though it's an expansion for a 7-year-old game, soon to be 8. Edge of Fate was last I saw ranked at 65 most pre-ordered game.
Wow.
This is all on Steam, of course. All according to Steam. They lost over 1 million players in a span of 1 year.
Jesus.
Since the ending of Final Shape, they've had a player drop of over 1 million players on just Steam alone. And fun fact, one of Sting's sons also plays Destiny.
Yeah, I was aware of that, yeah.
He does guides for returning players and new players. That's pretty much his thing. Even he stopped playing after a while. Even Garrett Borden is his real name. Garrett Borden, Cophius on YouTube, stopped playing Destiny after a while. That says a lot.
So we got
For anyone who doesn't know who he is, he was Surfer Sting. He was basically Surfer Sting in at Revolution last year.
then we got 2 more topics left.
Apparently the jacket he wore was the same jacket Sting himself wore at Great American Bash 1990. The Surfer Sting character.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised about that one.
yeah, I'm not.
I don't mean like that his son could fit in it.
Oh,
He's up the video. He was cutting weight to even get into like good amount of shape for that match. The tag with Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks. He got into shape. He was cutting weight because of it. Put up an update video like saying that, and he made his name on his own merit without even mentioning the fact that Sting was his father up until the video he put on his channel. No one ever knew he was related to Sting until he put that video up.
so we got 2 more topics left. They're both MLB topics. We have the MLB pedophile problem, and we have the fan who was banned from all 30 ballparks for heckling a fan. So, which one do you want to go with first?
The band fan.
Banned one? All right. You guys are actually, I don't know. You guys are like seeing my screen without seeing my screen, because that's the other topic I had conveniently pulled up first. All right. We got this one right here. Fan banned from all MLB ballparks after comment about Ketel Marte's late mother. Ketel Marte is a player for the Arizona Diamondbacks, by the way. The fan who levied a derogatory remark about Arizona Diamondbacks Ketel Marte's late mother during Tuesday's game has been indefinitely banned from all Major League ballparks, according to a source with direct knowledge of the discipline. Marte was visibly upset after the comment during his team's victory in Chicago against the White Sox. The incident took place during Marte's seventh inning at bat, after which he was consoled by manager Terry Lavulo and shortstop Gerald Perdomo. According to MLB.com, the Spectator made a remark about Marte's mother, who passed away in a car accident in 2017. It was a terrible moment, Lavulo said. Reporter told reporters after the game. Fans are nasty and fans go too far sometimes. I love my players and I'm going to protect them. I've known Ketel for 9 years and he's had some unbelievably great moments. Some hardships as well, and some really, really tough moments in his life, and I know this. At the end of the day, we're human. At the end of the day, we're human beings, and we have emotions. I saw him hurting, and I wanted to protect him. A White Sox spokesperson told CNN that the fan was ejected from the game and has been banned from the Rate Field, while Arizona Republic reported that Marte declined to speak on the situation. We commend the... Was that?
Why would he speak in general?
I mean, I don't know. If they maybe wanted to ask, maybe they're trying to ask about what was said. I have no idea. We commend the White Sox for taking immediate action and removing the fan. The league said following the event, Marte hit a first-inning solo home run in Arizona's 4-1 win, the team's second victory against the White Sox in as many days. While comforting the second baseman, Lavulo, he told Marte, I love you and I'm with you and we're all together. You're not alone no matter what happens, no matter what was said or what you heard. That guy's an idiot and shouldn't have an impact on you. Perdomo, meanwhile, said after the game that he felt mad about the incident and called for the fan to be banned from attending future games, according to ESPN. When the two teams met again on Wednesday, Marte was greeted by a sound of applause when he stepped up to the batter's box by the fans at Rate Field. The home video board displayed a message that read, "Baseball is family. The White Sox community supports Ketel Marte." I mean,
That's hard-boring.
there's heckling, and there's just some fucked up bullshit. And this is some of that fucked up bullshit.
The one heckling thing I've seen happen at a World Series game a couple years ago. 2 girls were banned for flashing the pitcher from behind the home plate on camera.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
They got banned from that picture. I'm like, why did y'all do that?
Those are idiots.
Apparently, it was a Patreon dare, according to a later report at the time.
Well, I hope it was worth a decent exposure, and they probably got good fines for it, and probably a night in jail.
They didn't even get that. They were, I think, like barely 18, 19 years old. They got away with essentially like indecent exposure to the point where other teams were making copy pastas allowing them into their like into their fields to do the exact same thing they got in trouble for. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
As far as, the fan acting that way, I mean, I'm sure you guys don't agree with it. It's fucked up.
I mean,
Definitely crossing the line.
I may give like a certain Cardinals player a hard time because last time I heard from him, he only had 3 home runs for the whole season.
But I
He has
mean,
a batting average
I mean,
of-
even if you're gonna heckle a,
200.
even if you're gonna heckle a player, and it doesn't have to just be baseball, it could be any
I don't
sport.
even heckle him. I don't heckle him. I just look at the stats and just roll my eyes. Because the last two years of games I've attended, he was the final strikeout for us to lose every time.
But I'm just saying, if you're gonna heckle a fucking player as a fan, it doesn't have to just be baseball. It could be any sport. You know, it could be football, it could be basketball, hockey, whatever.
We wrestling.
You're not gonna go out there and make fun of a guy because his fucking mother died in a car accident or anything like
You're not gonna make those comments. No.
something like that.
Exactly.
That's just some fucked up bullshit.
Well,
Casey might.
Came after me.
Casey might because he likes to troll.
Someone came after my mother, or my grandmother, who's passed away from lung cancer back in '08, and they brought that up in a negative light. I'd be ready to kick someone's ass.
Casey
With
might
my-
do it.
with my,
Casey might do it because
with
he's
my-
a troll. But he would. I don't think he would do it maliciously.
See,
I mean-
the thing is, I had people make jokes about my dead wife, and or they would, or not only that, they would say maliciously like, "Oh, she wanted to kill herself because of you." I was like, "Wow, like that's pretty fucked up." Like to say that to.
I've had high school buddies joke about like being the one that shot my chocolate lab who was shot over a gang initiation the day we put my grandmother into the dang ground. These are people I went to high school with making jokes like that. Trust me, it took a lot of willpower to not stab those fuckers in the neck in the cafeteria. With a plastic
And
knife.
that's just stupid high school teens being stupid high school teens. You know, you're always gonna run
I
into
mean,
idiots.
they know how much that shit affected me, and I still am affected by it. That happened outside my fucking window. I heard the gunshot, woke me up. The gunshot woke me up. It was outside in my backyard.
Like
This was August 14th, 2008, the day we buried my grandmother. And we had to put my dog down because there were hollow points inside of her. My oldest dog at the time was just nudging at the chocolate lab's collar, wondering if she was coming home. So it affected that dog more than we ever knew, because years later, before COVID, mind you, she died in '08, and she died in like 2018, finally. Had her for a long.
Continue there, Mr. Casey.
You sure? I mean, I started to say something, I got cut off.
That's my bad. That's
Go
my
ahead.
bad. Go ahead.
But it's whatever. Look, it's just not. It's people being assholes. Like, should the guy be banned? Yes. He should. I think he deserves everything he's getting right now. Like, because that's a pretty fucked up thing to do, quite frankly.
Yep.
So, he doesn't. The fan deserves it. So, I mean, I'm sure he regrets what he did. But, like, dude, you have to pay the price for you being an idiot. So, that's how I feel about that one.
Let's see. This
Oh,
says
EJ, we're getting into the good. We're getting into the good stuff now with the last topic coming up. You'll be shocked about this one.
Let me just see if there's a little bit more on NBC. This said read more, so let's see. According to MLB.com, the Spectator made a remark about his mother car accident. Yeah. Double moment, end of the day, blah blah blah. White Sox spokesperson, blah blah blah. Yeah. So far, nothing new. It's literally the same exact thing. So why would you link something, a different article that says the exact same words?
Who knows? People,
Idiots.
people are lazy.
Well,
Journalists are lazy.
I can promise you with this last topic, this person deserves what he should have gotten, but unfortunately, our justice system failed us.
Our justice system fails a lot of people. one case in point.
What's going on,
The
EJ?
one time the justice system prevailed was, and I saw this on Heist's channel. A woman got 125 years in prison because she killed her boyfriend in front of their kids, and recorded it on a cell phone. She got 125 years. This is a Tampa Bay Devil Rays player,
Yep.
apparently.
Tampa Bay Rays player. This stems
It's still the Devil Rays to me, damn it.
from an investigation that was started back in 2023, by the way.
Right. Let's hear it.
It's horrifying that convicted pedophile Wander Franco likely won't spend another second in jail. Yesterday, now let's see, this was written yesterday, 6 p.m. So this is referring to Friday. Yesterday, we learned the terrible news that convicted pedophile Wander Franco was getting let off with a slap on the wrist down in the Dominican Republic while he was found guilty. The former Rays star was only being handed a 2-year prison sentence for his crimes. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this tweet in a little bit, so we're gonna save that. Even worse, it's a suspended sentence. So as long as he doesn't fuck it up, wow. Barstool Sports, you're not holding back, okay? As long as he doesn't fuck up, yeah, this is Barstool Sports. And by that, I mean...
They are hanging with their reporting. They're not holding back.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't fuck it up, and by that, I mean further approaching minors with sexual intentions, he'll never actually serve his time.
Jesus, dude.
All right, we're gonna look at these Twitter things as well, so that's why I'm putting those away.
Mm-hmm.
Let me remind you, this is a monster who knowingly engaged in a relationship with a minor who was 14 years old. Not only that, but
They should have capitalized that too.
He was found in text saying, "I took a risk and I loved it." It was discovered he told this girl he wanted her to forget everything she had learned to that point in her life and raise her himself his way. This is not someone who should ever see the sun again. This is Barstool Sports. Probably Dave Portnoy. His fate should be either getting fed to the sharks or being locked away in a hole for eternity. I get that it's the Dominican Republic, and this fear of him getting off easy was always possible with the money he has, if not probable, but it's still awful. Yes, he'll never obtain a visa again, which is good. He's never coming back here. Fuck that guy. And therefore will never be allowed back in the United States to play baseball. But that's not even close to enough. The other gross development here is that the mother of the minor was very much guilty of pimping her daughter out to Franco. She was paid tens of thousands of dollars and proceeded to fly her daughter via helicopter to meet up with Wander. For that, she'll serve 10 years in prison.
How does the mother get 10 years and the baseball player gets nothing?
She got 10 years for child sex trafficking.
10 years? Might as well be 25 to life.
First of all, the fact that you had to pay for sex in itself is pathetic. The fact that you paid a child's parent to rape their child is even more disgusting.
Man,
None of this story is good. There is no happy ending in this in the slightest. It's just a bad reminder of how terrible a lot of people have it in this world. Hopefully, Wander gets what he deserves in another way now that the justice system down there has failed everyone. All right, so now let's look at these tweets. I do have another one that's in my bookmarks we could refer to. This is Jeff Passan. He is a very reputable baseball analysis journalist. Breaking: Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco was found guilty of sexual abuse of a minor in the Dominican Republic for an illegal sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl when he was 21. He received a 2-year prison sentence, according to Juan Brescio, whatever. This person.
I think that's the. I think. Oh, highlight the name. Yeah, he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer from that area, I guess.
Next tweet. Wander Franco's 2-year prison sentence is suspended if he fails to meet conditions set by the judge. The main one being he does not approach minors with sexual intentions. He will have to serve his sentence. Let's see, what's this say? Wander Franco. This is not translated. Here you go. Translate post. Breaking news: Wander Franco has been sentenced to 2 years of suspended prison time. He will have several conditions to meet. If he fails, he will have to serve the full sentence. The presiding judge warned him that the essential conditions for his prohibition is that he does not approach minors with sexual intentions. All right, there's more. Miss Marta Vanessa Chevalier Almonte, the mother of the victim in this case, has been found guilty and sentenced to 10 years in prison. The seizure of all assets acquired through the crime of money laundering was ordered. It's also child sex trafficking, but he didn't mention that part. And the third tweet, which is just what I had just mentioned. Now, let's go to the tweet that I have, which is basically just also talking about this. Going here, right here. Tampa Bay Rays Wander Franco found guilty of sexually abusing a minor after getting approval from the child's mother. Prosecutors say the girl's mother was paid tens of thousands of dollars. The child was flown by helicopter to his home. Franco will avoid spending any time in jail as long as he meets certain conditions that were given to him by a Dominican judge, according to Reuters. The girl's mother was served a hefty 10-year prison sentence after being convicted of child sex trafficking in the Dominican Republic. The relationship took place in the Dominican Republic when the girl was 14 years old. MLB star signed an 11-year, $182 million contract with the Rays in 2021. So 4 years ago, he signed an 11-year, $182 million contract, and then he goes and fucks up the rest of his life.
What a creep. I say this. I'll say this. And this is the only proper punishment it'd be for him and other people like that. Strip him down to his shorts, chain him to a wall, red eagle, and have diseased rats feast on his dick and balls.
I mean, what kind of monster did the mother have to be to even consent to that? I mean, she was paid, yeah, which is a crime in itself, and she's going to get what she deserves over her 10-year prison sentence, which I'm sure she's not going to serve because she's probably going to be killed in prison.
Oh, no doubt about it. Dominican Republic, with that type of charge in prison, she won't survive at least, maybe, she won't survive the rest of the year. She won't live to see the end of the year. I'm sorry.
But, I mean, it doesn't matter where the person's from. What kind of parent is that fucked up in the head to sell their child for sex? Well, sell their child for sex for thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
And let's just say money can make people turn a blind eye to a lot of things. This is something you should not turn a blind eye to at all in any situation.
The allegations came out in 2023, and the investigation began in 2023. So it took almost 2 years just for the investigation to be completed and for him to be convicted.
It doesn't shock me. I mean, a lot of times, trial and investigation takes time. So, EJ's like, she wants to hear my opinion. I'm not gonna lie, I had to walk Duke real quick, so I missed a huge chunk. But I guess a mom sold her child as a sex slave to a baseball player, right?
Pretty much the gist of it, yeah. She was 14 years old. She was 14 years old at the time he was 21. Which obviously now the girl is probably at least 16 and he's probably 23.
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely needs to do time, and so does the mom as well.
He's not getting...
The mother's in prison. She's got 10 years.
The mother's got 10 years for money laundering and child sex trafficking. And he got a 2-year suspended sentence. He got a 2-year suspended sentence, and he only has to serve time if he fucks up again.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, he's got no probation, no parole, no prison time served for what he did, which is absolutely disgusting. No parole, none of it. No probation, nothing. Just a slap on the wrist. Here you go. 2 years in prison.
Back to the U.S.
Here you go. 2 years in prison. Enjoy your life. Don't fuck up again, or we're going to put you in jail next time.
But at least he can't come back to the U.S.
Right. At least. Well, he'll probably never be able to leave the country. Never, let alone go to the U.S. I don't think any country is going to accept him in their jurisdiction.
So he was a foreigner.
Yeah.
He was from the Dominican Republic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think his visa more than likely got revoked by MLB, possibly.
I
or
mean,
U.S. in general.
How do you give a guy a 2-year set? First of all, 2 years is not even enough. Even if he had to serve the time, 2 years is not enough. He got no fine for what he did. He got no fine for enticement of a minor, sexual assault, rape, because the girl wasn't old enough to consent.
That's
coercion is another thing.
Coercion. Prostitution.
There's so many laws he could have broke that would have led him under the prison in the U.S.
And he got 2 years suspended.
Fighting on the prisoners.
2 years suspended. He only has to serve the time if he breaks the law again. No fine.
Talk minors with sexual intentions.
No fine. No fine whatsoever. No probation. No parole after probation. He doesn't have to attend any kind of therapy to get help. Nothing.
Therapy ain't gonna help him anyway.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Therapy can fix that mindset.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like, at least they could have said, "Hey, you need to get help." They didn't even tell him, "Go get help." Literally, just
sensitivity training or something.
Literally, just
and even that would help.
Literally, they just told him, "Don't do it again, or you're going to jail next time."
And I stand by what I said.
That's absolutely disgusting. I wish
should have been in prison. Red Eagle. No, nothing but shorts. Nothing but his shorts on, or boxers in this case, and have diseased rats feast on his dick and ball.
This is
chained to a fucking prison wall.
This is the topic I wanted Tex here for, because I know he would have fucking went apeshit about this one, because we know how much he hates pedophiles, and when he would have heard that this guy literally got away with it, basically, yeah, he's a convicted criminal. He's now forever a sex offender and a pedophile. But he still essentially got away with it with literally practically nothing. Oh, I'm sure Tex would have had plenty to say.
Yeah, and enough to say to get us like deplatformed essentially.
No, Dave tried doing that to Casey yesterday.
Every insult in the book about this guy.
Dave tried doing that to Casey yesterday, and I don't know if he did it on purpose or if he just said it in the moment, but he did drop the N-bomb. Like,
and
within
I heard that personally on Saturday.
Within like the last hour or two of Casey's stream, he just like straight up said it. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah, every time.
Some people have the N-word passed around me. Dave and Tex are one of those people.
Yeah, but I mean, just in general, you shouldn't say.
We in the road, don't we? So that's pretty fucked up. We don't get the N-word pass.
I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm not going to say it.
Y'all have legit big channels, somewhat in the small YouTuber community. Y'all have combined almost 2,000 subs. I have 41 subs. And again, I don't post much on my own channel.
And the thing was, Casey decided he was going to stream on Facebook Live yesterday on his actual Facebook profile when Dave said it. So any of Casey's friends and family that he's got on his page could have heard it.
Welcome.
Oh,
man. It was definitely a funny bit. Like, I was making fun of Cronin with his, how he would make people want to pay him to watch Raw. So it was like, hey, I'll take it one step further. like if you guys want us to continue going, you gotta pay us. So that was funny. It was a good way to stop the show, anyways, because I was getting tired. So I was like, "Hey, I need one more hour."
You were 8 minutes short of a 5-hour stream yesterday.
Well, unfortunately, I had to work at the time.
Don't worry, Kratos. Like I said, you didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything with that fucking wrestling yesterday. That's for sure.
I'm despite my phone dying like 2 or 3 different times throughout the fucking day.
I got all the predictions correct.
Yeah, Casey won the prediction battle. He went 6-0 yesterday. I went 4-2.
Well, Jade Cargill was a given. Cody Rhodes was a given, even though I wanted Randy winning.
I thought Asuka was the given, considering she just came back from injury.
Because he's from St. Louis, I wanted him to win. St. Louis name.
I think Jake Cargill wasn't a shoe-in.
No.
I think I was going back.
Jake Cargill can't wrestle for shit. Personally.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
She got exposed as a horrible wrestler.
I was on the fence. I was like, Asuka or Jade. That was the hardest one for me to pick.
Asuka just came back. Asuka just came back from injury.
Asuka's 43. Look like she's still in her damn 20s.
Well, that's the Japanese women for you. I don't know what they do to freaking stay looking young like that, but goddamn, it works for them.
I mean, Asuka is like crazy good looking. Not allegedly, she's married and has a kid too. Allegedly, she has a kid and is married. She kept them both out of the spotlight while she wrestled.
I just
don't even know her husband's name or her son's name.
Well, that's probably a good thing with all these fucking creeps that the women wrestlers are dealing with these days.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought Asuka was the shoe-in. I just thought
someone actually posted a picture on Twitter about what the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I saw that. It was the fucking Power Rangers. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
But I thought Asuka was the shoe-in to win the Queen of the Ring because she just came back from injury after being away for, a year, I think they said?
13 months, yeah.
So she was gone for a little over a year with injury. She goes all the way to the finals of the tournament, and then she loses. That's why I thought she was the shoe-in to win.
Then again, Jade Cargill has Bianca and Naomi to deal with at some point. She if she wins over Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah. Now she's going after Tiffy time. Tiffy time. Yeah.
I don't think Jade's going to win the belt.
I hope not.
I think she'll lose at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, Evolution has fallen fucking apart because of Liv Morgan's injury.
Yep. I'm not even going to watch that pay-per-view.
First announced match, the very first match announced was JC Jane and Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's title. I'm like,
okay.
Announcement for your first match.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am not even gonna give a fuck to watch that. Maybe.
And it's on a day that it'll start at a time on a Sunday where I will finish working. At least for July 13th, I'll be off from work by the time it starts.
I might watch a match or two, but I'm not gonna watch that whole fucking show. I have no interest in an all.
I'm not even gonna watch Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm not watching Saturday Night's Main Event. I may watch Evolution. But all in all, I still have to prepare. I still have to bounty form for Edge of Fate. Shit.
I'm
that comes
watching.
out July 15th.
That weekend belongs to All In. That's what I'm watching. My vacation starts. Yep, my vacation starts, and I made a point to make sure I say that I said that I've been watching All In. You were gonna say something there, Casey?
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
But
Yeah, I forgot I was doing that.
So there's a couple other things I had saved for when we were going to do the show last week. We can just go over real quick.
do you have any 4th of July things that are like a countdown 4th of July tropes list of shit?
I didn't look one up, but we had reported last week on June 16th that a truck containing 3,000 Nintendo Switch 2s was hijacked, and the console was stolen.
You pulling up the report now?
I had it pulled up, but I removed it. I don't need any of this anymore. Wendy's is releasing Taki Fuego flavored French fries.
Okay.
And YouTube is supposedly integrating longer unskippable ads into their apps.
That's a shocker.
Good thing I got YouTube Red. Good thing I got YouTube Red. I don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah, until they start adding all of the ads into that as well, considering that they already started doing that with YouTube Music.
They've added like YouTube Music capabilities to certain channels too. Notice that with certain podcaster from New York's channel. Like my YouTube my YouTube handle been popping up in chat. Everyone's YouTube handles have been popping up in chat, not their YouTube name.
Oh, you guys keep up to that. Are you guys talking about JD?
Yes.
What's the problem? Honestly, what's wrong with JD? Honestly, I think
no, nothing's wrong with him. It's just saying. I'm just saying, like his live chat got fucked up, where it's basically everyone's YouTube handle name now, and not their actual YouTube name. In his chat.
actually,
The app version of the YouTube handle has been popping up in his chat.
well, it's not only just in his chat; it's in a lot of other people's chat too. Because
Yeah,
I've seen
it in other channels that are smaller, and it's just a YouTube name.
well, I've seen what you're talking about in other people's chat, so it's not just him.
I don't think it's happening in my chat.
It's not. I already checked. I just checked because I'm looking. I have the show open on my phone too. It's not on your channel. It's like it's a YouTube. It's like you can listen to JD's streams on YouTube Music now as well.
Let's see. 4th of July. 4th of July.
Okay. Oh, Texas in the chat.
Uh-oh.
That Casey sucks.
No, Tex sucks. He sucks dick.
Tex, did you happen to hear the article about the Tampa Bay Rays pedophile player who was officially convicted and got away with it, essentially?
Yeah. Wander Franco, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see him come up.
I just his chat was hidden. I just revealed it.
Yeah, I see it. What's going on, Tex?
Well, each terms that's happening, that Bruce chat too. Right now.
Let's see. I got something for the 4th of July. Let's talk about more dead people.
Just turned the stream on. Text. Wander Franco was convicted, but got essentially a slap on the wrist for having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old back in 2023. And then her mother pimped her out for tens of thousands of dollars to fly her daughter to his home in the States.
Oh my God.
It's literally a train wreck. It says diddlers for wood chippers. Damn.
All right, well, I got something here. Firework fails for last year. From USA Today. From Illinois to Utah, firework mishaps claim lives and injures dozens on July 4th. Let's talk about dead people again. Why not? From people who should die to people that did. A man who law enforcement said lit a large firework and placed it on his head died in South Carolina. And in Alabama, a pyrotechnician was taken by medical helicopter to a hospital after a shell unexpectedly detonated during a slated fireworks celebration, injuring him and canceled the city's show. The incidents are among dozens of reported fireworks-related injuries and failures and fatalities reported across the nation during 4th of July festivities. Now, this is an article from last year, but obviously this year's 4th of July hasn't happened yet. Here's a roundup of major pyrotechnic-related injuries reported across the nation in July 4th. In Illinois, a 34-year-old man died after handling fireworks on Chicago's northwest side about 10 p.m. Thursday. The Chicago Police Department told USA Today officers responded to the scene and found the victim, who suffered trauma to the body. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Also in Illinois, a 25-year-old man died in a fireworks mishap early on Friday morning in La Salle. The Journal Star part of the USA Today network reported. The sheriff's office reported the incident involved illegal fireworks, and the injured man was taken to a hospital where he later died. In South Carolina, a 41-year-old man died after suffering injuries while using fireworks, according to Dorchester County Sheriff's Office. Incident report obtained by USA Today. Deputies wrote in the report, said the man ignited a large firework device, set it on his head, and it exploded, killing him. He was pronounced dead at the scene. What a fucking retard. Fucking... I don't understand those fucking people is this stupid. In Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, emergency services spokesperson Don Webster told USA Today a man was injured just after midnight Friday after a fireworks accident in Madison County. Webster said the 20-year-old man from Harvest, who suffered trauma to the upper torso, was taken to Huntsville Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Firework-related injuries in 2024. In Alabama, the city of Jacksonville canceled its fireworks show after a shell unexpectedly detonated and injured a technician, sending him to a hospital by helicopter. On Friday, city officials said the technician had been released and was expected to recover. In Colorado, a man lost most of his hand when a firework he held blew up in his hand. Colorado Springs Fire Department said in a report on its Facebook page the incident happened in the Cheyenne Mountain area southwest of Colorado Springs, the CSPD said, or FD, the fire department. Here you go, Casey. In Oklahoma, a 10-year-old boy from Oklahoma City was taken to a hospital to be treated for burns from a firework explosion. K4 TV reported a man told the outlet his grandson bought 4 firework products and 2 malfunctioned, one of which injured the child. Only in the South, man, I tell you. In Utah, several people suffered injuries during an annual fireworks celebration at Brigham Young University, Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo. When fireworks shot into the stadium crowd, the event included a performance by the Jonas Brothers. The number of the injured and extent of the injuries were not immediately provided by officials. Several people included some children were injured watching fireworks at a private gathering in Rexburg, Idaho. East Idaho News reported several individuals were taken to Madison Memorial Hospital and 2 juveniles were taken to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center in Idaho Falls. Assistant Police Chief Gary Hagan said told the news outlet, "None of the injuries were life-threatening. Police are still investigating the cause." Well, I hope they're not investigating it now. So there's your fireworks fails and stupid fucking idiocy of 2024. Happy 4th of July, because we won't be live on that day. Don't do stupid shit with fireworks. Be safe. Don't blow yourself up or anyone else that you know. Or don't just do stupid shit with fireworks in general. That being said, be safe on the 4th of July. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Because the 4th of July is Friday this year. Tex says diddlers for wood chippers. Yep. So there you have it, guys. We've now been live for almost 2.5 hours. You guys got anything else you want to add before we get on out of here?
Nah, I'm ready to hit the hay.
Alrighty, you guys got anything you want to plug before we get on out of here?
Nah.
What? You first, Casey.
I got nothing right now.
Really? That's a fucking surprise.
Shocking. I may be going live in a couple days with my partner. Maybe going live in a couple days with my partner. We may go live tomorrow. You never know.
Alrighty.
At the same time, I do have a doctor's appointment I have to be at tomorrow afternoon. So if I have to cut that stream short, I will. When I get back. and I have to donate blood platelets to my local blood bank on the 4th, 7 in the morning. Well, shit. I heard those gunshots.
Who's shooting now? Jesus Christ. Text says
I heard gunshots in my neighborhood.
Casey can't shoot fireworks off, seeing as how bad he gaslights everyone.
It's only 11:40 p.m. and they're already shooting at night.
Welcome to St. Louis, folks. I'm not surprised.
Exactly.
I don't know how you
Then
live in
again,
that city. If
this
that
town
were
hasn't
me,
this town still hasn't recovered since the fucking Ferguson riots. I mean, for Christ's sakes, American Ninja Warrior hadn't even been back here since before the Ferguson riots happened. They had qualifiers in St. Louis back in 2014.
I don't know how you live in a fucking dangerous city like that. If that were me, I would have fucking left a long time ago.
Got no other place to go.
Well,
This has been home for me for all my life.
if you
The
are
town has fallen apart at the seams.
gonna go live, Kratos, tell us where we can find you.
LTS_Kratos on Twitch. I usually go live for my Xbox Series X.
Alrighty. And that being said,
I usually stream Destiny, so just be aware.
with that being said, thanks for watching. Go back and check out Casey's stream from yesterday where we talked a lot of shit, made fun of people who deserved it, and made fun of Casey because he deserved it. And yeah, check out.
That's debatable.
Oh, Tex, he doesn't even have any plugs to do. He has nothing to talk.
He actually
very shy.
is silent.
I need to actually make some stuff. I've been playing a lot of live game stream stuff, so I'm kind of need to do some recording.
Yep.
I'll get to it then, mister.
Yep.
But again, check out Casey's stream from yesterday on his channel. It was a fun, nearly 5 hours. Even if the wrestling show in between did suck fucking balls. Check out The Real Gaming Live, OCIP, GTA 5 roleplay videos and live streams over there on his channel. Mr. Drew, check him out over there. He's always doing the GTA 5 thing. And of course, you can follow me right here on Twitch and YouTube. Subscribe to both channels if you're not already. I'd really appreciate it. If you have Twitch Prime, it don't cost you a dime. And I get paid for it at the same time. Never necessary, but always appreciated. All the links are down below so you know when to go live and upload videos. As far as me going live, I'm supposed to have thunderstorms over the next few days. So going live for me, first of all, I wouldn't be live on Tuesday anyway because I usually don't stream on Tuesdays. So tomorrow and Wednesday are currently up in the air. I have to see how the weather plays out. Whichever day I do stream first, like I had mentioned earlier, I did buy Lollipop Chainsaw Repop on Xbox, so I think I'll play that. And since it's a relatively short game to get through the story mode, you could beat it in about 5 hours. I'll probably stream the whole game in one go. And then, of course, I want to get back into some Mario Kart as well. Do some more of that. And yeah, I did a YouTube Shorts earlier today, showing off another one of my Miku figures that I've had for a little while now. And that's all I got. Just keep an eye on my Twitter and whatnot. You guys know when I'm streaming, when I'm uploading. Again, I am going on vacation. I will not be away from my home the entire time, but I will be away for part of it. From July 12th to the 21st, I will not be doing Less Than Serious. We may have a show next Sunday on the 6th of July. That all depends on any kind of interesting topics that may arise within the week. We'll see. If not, it is what it is. But I will not be doing any less serious shows during my vacation period. In fact, during that 9-day stretch, I'm planning on mostly staying off the internet entirely. And the only time I'd probably use the internet is if I decide to stream. Which means I also likely will not be doing Casey's channel either during that time. So, like I said, I'm thinking of mainly staying off the internet unless I am needed. So, people can still reach out to me, and I'll still answer you. But I don't want to be hanging out on Twitter, looking at dumb shit, people being stupid, people not knowing how to fucking formulate a coherent fucking reply without, using more than one brain cell. So I'm gonna take it easy during the 9 days, and I'm gonna use this as kind of like a mental reset, and come back fresh the second half of July. With that being said, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Tex says, "Don't let Casey plug." Too late. I think he's already plugged his asshole. Anyways, guys, I think it's about that time to get on out of here. So I want to say thanks for watching. Let's shout out the chat real quick. We had Mr. Joe Compton. We had Bam, Port Capture, TSS, EJ, and Tex. Thanks for coming on, checking out the stream for tonight, you guys. If you missed any of it, you can always rewind and go back and listen to it later. Especially you, Tex, with the whole baseball, the two baseball topics I thought you might find a little bit interested in, especially the second one. Anyways, we're going to get on out of here now, so have a good night. Till next time, for Casey's Raw and MK Kratos, my name is The Rose. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe on the 4th of July. Don't be stupid. Don't do any reckless bullshit. Don't be blowing your fucking hands or your legs and your fucking body parts up. Don't be fucking strapping fucking fireworks to your head and fucking blowing your fucking brains out. Don't do dumb shit on 4th of July. Enjoy your holiday, and we'll see you next time. My name is The Rose, and we'll catch your ass down the road.